Hey, what's up, everybody? Keep saying I'm gonna make more content, and then shit happens to interrupt or prevent or distend or distract or push away the opportunity to do something that in my mind is so perfect and organized and well put together. And so I figured I'd just throw the camera on while I'm driving back from the store with a small batch of groceries and just say what's up, say hello to everybody, and remind people that if you are kind of hungry and desirous of content and you're thinking about the stuff that you used to be able to find on Picture Show with me and Jim and Tracy and other guests, just remember that we are doing Weaving Spiders Welcome every Saturday, and we usually have a special guest. This week Jim brought a young lady, I think her name was Spice Bear, and she had some interesting things to say. Not long ago we had the ineffable Emily Moyer. She's pretty amazing, and we've got other guests lined up, and we got a whole slew of a crew of badass people that like to show up. And so, you know, for the first half of the show, usually we'll try to focus on the special guest, and after an hour or 90 minutes we take a break, or sometimes we don't take a break. But then after that, it's what we call a weave, and the spiders weave, and we drop synchronicities and ideas, and people talk about what content they've been imbibing and what they've been producing and all that kind of stuff. And also on Wednesday nights we do a reading aloud and creating art show. It's a little bit more laid back, a little bit more wide open. We usually have 2 cameras each and throw 1 camera on the artwork. But even beyond all of that, if you're not checking out Mario, I'm just going to drop some names here so you guys have some extra content if you're looking for some, okay? If you're not following Mario from Symbolic Studies, now he's not doing long extended content, but he's doing really succinct, beautifully aesthetic, artistic symbolic studies about, usually has to do with astrology, and whatever sign that we're in at the time is usually his focus for now. But he's also on the Weaving Spiders. You'll catch him on interviews. If you're not checking out Benjamin Balderson, Odin's Alchemy with Benjamin Balderson, he just did an amazing episode about the Mandela effect. I can't remember the gentleman's name, and that makes me want to remind you guys that a lot of this stuff is on Rokfin. A lot of it is on the premium. There's good stuff on the premium on Rokfin. Rokfin is unique because if you drop the monthly fee for $10, you get all of the premium content on all of Rokfin. So, but guys like Benjamin Balderson, now he might be on Rokfin, and you do have to sign up and make yourself an account, just like any other one of these platforms, you know, just like you have to have a YouTube account, or you have to have a Twitter account, or you have to have a Facebook account to get a lot of the content. With Benjamin Balderson, if you just sign up for the account, all of his stuff is free. You have to create an account. It's a one-time thing, and you do have to, you know, if you're like me, maybe you forget your fucking password all the time, and so you have to have it written down somewhere, or you trust Google to save them all for you, you know. But so that's the only inconvenience I would say. Other than that, Rokfin's amazing, and there is a lot of stuff that's on there for free. But who else here? I've been kicking it and talking behind the scenes and planning to do some stuff in the future with homie Romie and Danunaki Dan, and we're gonna eventually get up on some of this. Their podcast is called Rising from the Ashes, and right now I'm in the middle of watching the 2nd episode of them doing a deep dive on the origination of the mirror and the occult significance of the mirror. And of course we all know there's a lot of symbology and things going on with mirrors, and you know, so there's the literal history of mirrors, which is fascinating, but then there's the rhetorical, symbolic, and metaphorical meaning behind mirrors, and it's just going hard, man. The first episode was already like 3 hours, and it had Rachel Munoz and Gordy Two Shoes. These are also people dropping content. Now they don't have podcasts, but you know, Gordy's got a great relationship going on with a family of owls that invited him into their they call it a parliament of owls, and Gordy was allowed in after he started meditating in a tree that they live in. And so he drops a lot of information about the owl experience. And Rachel is an amazing, fine hand of an artist. And I think she's mostly publishing on the Minds platform and in her own Telegram. And, you know, she's just an artist who has a lot of good stuff to say. She's done some episodes with Balderson about some of the Nordic mythology and some of the history behind the runes and the poetic Eddas. Let's see, I'm going to keep dropping ideas here. This is just in case for you guys, because I know I know I'm going to make more stuff. I'm not lying. I'm not fronting. But you know how it is. Sometimes you get this plan and you think it's all forward looking and smooth. And all kinds of things happen, you know. I lost one of my closest friends online that I've ever had in life. Nikki Friedrich Rapana passed away unexpectedly. The smoke in Alaska got her. She'd had lung damage that we didn't know about. Her daughter finally just revealed today that she, when she was younger, she'd had a lot of trouble with her lungs, and the doctors didn't really think that she'd make it too far past the age of 40 because her lungs were so damaged. And up there in Alaska, when the summer comes, it gets so hot that everybody gets heat stroke and the smoke all around from all the fires that they probably light intentionally. And she still was smoking cigarettes and smoking marijuanas, and it just got her. The EMTs tried to save her and it didn't work. So even today I still broke down a little bit and cried because my heart's broken to lose Nikki Rapana. She's probably my main true American hero, because when I was way back in the day, like when I first woke back up because of 9/11, I was studying all the spooks and all the shills and all the bullshit on all the boards, and her work was the thing that cleared everything up for me and made it make a lot more sense. And it was her study of the new political philosophy that's now starting to be exposed, called communitarianism. I actually recently did an episode. I'm going to dump some stuff to my channel just so you guys have it. Like I have an episode that I recently did with the Juan on Juan podcast. That's another awesome podcast. Juan Ayala. And he's got a co-host too, a Paranoid American. I don't remember dude's name, but they do amazing stuff. We had an excellent episode. We talked about Tracy a little bit and got into some of the details, and just had like a loose, fun conversation. And I definitely plan to jump back on there eventually. I got Chance Garton from InnerVerse, and on Wednesdays he does the VibeRant. He'll do VibeRant early, and then we'll go late with the Flow State Art Show. And Chance Garton has a ton of information out, man. It's on the YouTube, it's on the podcast readers, it's on the Rokfin, and he also offers services as a sound healer and an oracle card reader. And I actually did a couple of sessions of the sound healing, and I got one more left, and I got to tell you, it works. So, you know, if that's something you feel called to or interested in, it's something to consider, at least looking at what he's doing. And I'm going to try to dump one of his. He did a free sound healing session as a group around the beginning of the year. And so I did a memorial show with some people that are probably lesser known to our groups, but people that are somewhat well known in the communitarian space, people who are studying this new system of philosophy and politics that they're moving us towards. It's what I would call a synthesis or a harmonization of capitalism and communism. And that's why Nikki Rapana was so important to me, because she cleared up my vision for me. She helped me to see what was up, instead of chasing spooks and pointing fingers at shills and thinking about the New World Order and baby-eating devil rapers and all this kind of bullshit. You know, you start to get some actual foundational intelligent stuff that traces back to primary source documentation, you know, right to the United Nations website or whatever. And so, I know I'm just kind of rambling here, but I wanted to dump something up here for you guys because I love you. And I miss you, and I think it is going to work out to where things get smooth and I can make some kind of consistent, it doesn't have to be perfect, SB, but something consistent can be done. You know, we have a huge garden going, so that's sucking up my time, but I'd rather do that than anything else, because that's the secret, man. Get yourself opportunity to, even if you're putting some garden boxes in the window or whatever, start this process of actually practicing planting germinating seeds, transferring seeds from a small container to a larger container, from a larger container out into the dirt. And, you know, look up documentaries about the Back to Eden gardening system, or no-till gardening, or container gardening, or whatever. Because nothing will make you so happy as to put a headlamp on and go out in your backyard with some scissors and cut a bunch of lettuce and some tomatoes and everything, and come in the house and make a salad and some vegetables for dinner. And then the only thing you purchased is, if you're a meat eater, maybe you bought your little piece of meat. Or if you're like me and you don't eat meat, maybe threw together some quinoa or some rice, or I don't know. I even try and avoid the starches, really. But, you know, I could digress right there. Food is a huge comfort. You know how it is. Like, especially if you've ever struggled with abusing drugs and alcohol, you get away from it, then the next thing to abuse is go back to abusing sweets or abusing foods. I did that to myself last night, ate too much, woke up early in the morning. So yeah, I'm still with all that, but I still have a plan that includes improving all of that over the long term. I would say that's the key, is to be kind to yourselves and to not sweat it if you make a big plan and it doesn't come together right away. Even if it doesn't come together in 5 or 6 weeks or 10 weeks or 2 or 3 months or 4 months, you know, if it takes 2 years to get your plan rolling, then that means you were serious and you dedicated yourself and you stayed committed. And if you've done that kind of thing and succeeded, you should give yourself a big pat on the back. And even bigger, and now this is contrary and crazy, but if you've done that kind of thing and failed, oh, you should still give yourself a big pat on the back for being willing to try and fail, because failure is the thing that's going to drive you on. That's what's teaching you which direction you didn't want to go. If you got yourself drunk, off in a bad relationship, using drugs, and you got out of it, or God forbid you're still stuck in it, that's your opportunity to learn more than anything else. So let's see, is there any other content makers that I need to drop on here? Oh, you should check out Gabriel, goes by Slick Dissident on YouTube. He is the most synchronicitous, insanely decoding of the what we call the green twilight language. He can slap some gematria and what do you call, he's got the decoder ring inside of his head, man. That thing just moves around and goes, and it just fires off laser synchronicities one after another. He's on the spiders a lot, but you got to go to his channel. It's been a while since I caught up, but he's got amazing content over on the YouTube, and he does have a channel on the Telegram. Please join us on the Telegram. I will edit this after I post it. It'll be a minute. I'm gonna post it from my phone, but then when it gets all the way uploaded and I get back to my computer, I'll go drop a bunch of these links and ways that you can support if you want. I do have a Patreon, but I'm not really posting content on there yet. I mean, that's another place. I don't know if I like Patreon. You guys got to tell me what you think in the comments. Is there a better place? If you want premium content from me, should I mess with Patreon? I know they changed their deals so that they're, you know how it is. The rules are all strict and weird, and they could knock your shit down anytime. So I'm overthinking where I should build a platform where people can offer more financial support or whatever. You know, part of me feels weird about that, but hey, that's the only way I can really do this. I gotta sell art, get some money making music, or start doing more coaching and drag a little bit of more fundage into this thing. And plus, if we get a lot of money in the bank, then we can do more fun things. We can make t-shirts, we can make big prints, we can make art, make posters, we can make sculptures, all that kind of stuff. We get enough money, we can send it right over to Jimmy and say, hey Jim, we want this in a big piece of bronze, make it for us and paint it and patina it. Oh, I don't know. Am I rambling too much? Maybe I drank too much of this Rockstar energy, huh? Oh, breaking my rules. I haven't drank one of these probably in 3 years, but hey, shit happens. So yeah, I think that's it. Who else other than Gabriel? Think. Come on, SB. Oh, I do love the lady LAVETTE. If you know the astrologer LAVETTE, she does what she calls alchemical astrology. It's a little different than everything else. She was posting a lot of stuff to YouTube. But I found her over on Brighteon. That's Brighteon. And I'm going to check and see if she's got anything new today. Her stuff, a lot of it's over my head, but I still check it out anyway because the synchronicities flow. Like, it speaks to me. There's something there that's important for me, even if a lot of it is not quite within my grasp yet. And I think that's good enough. I think just dropping LAVETTE as the last piece. Peace out, y'all. I love y'all very much. Sorry for not having something more organized yet, but hey, I know I've been saying for years it's coming. Well, if you're patient, one day it'll be coming. If you're sick of me, just unfollow. It's all good. But if you're not, tell your friends about me and tell them to follow up too. Love you. Okay, bye.